Greetings, Glitter Gang, and happy Thursday. It's 10 o'clock on Thursday, December 10th. This is part 2 of the December 10th evening show, and we are gonna do the decorating of this accordion pocket. So we made an accordion frame pocket. Now we're gonna decorate it. All right, first I'm gonna drink some water because I'm thirsty. All right. So now we need a paper to use for our frame that will look good with our bats. I want to retire to Costa Rica. That's where I want to retire to. Or Panama, but probably Costa Rica. Can't flush your toilet paper in a lot of places, yeah. Just gotta learn to use the 3 seashells. Okay, so where... well, we've been looking at countries that have visas for people with guaranteed income because Mr. Lifeguard has guaranteed income because he was in the military for 22 years and he has a military pension with lower costs of living than what we have here, but that are still like warm. And Costa Rica has good health care, good airport, good weather, you know. What they have what you would need. Okay. So I don't know what I want with these bats. So I like put the bats here, but now I don't know what the bats need. You know, what do bats need? Should I do the floral? Maybe I should do the floral. I'll just do the floral. I'm gonna do the floral. That I didn't know that, Donna, but I mean, it's not like we're moving there next week. But they have, at least as of right now, they have a permanent resident visa for people with guaranteed income. So it's basically like you bring your money to Costa Rica without taking a job in Costa Rica kind of a deal. And then they make life a little bit easier for you as an expat. All right, so this is 7 3/4 by 10 1/4. Then I need to cut this. So like you don't have as many limits on like how much you can import into the country. You can import more stuff into the country than other 7 3/4 by 10 1/4. Other people might be able to, that sort of thing. But you do have to have a guaranteed income of some kind, so. Some kind of pension, something like that. And I think if you don't have like a government guaranteed or business guaranteed pension that some places you might be able to use in a combination of like investments and buying property. So like if you buy property worth a certain amount in Costa Rica or Panama or wherever you're talking about, I think Portugal does something similar maybe. Then you can, Costa Rica has active volcanoes. Well, darn it. I'm just never going to find a place to live that doesn't have some kind of danger. All right. So what we want to do now is we want to do the 45-degree angles in the corners. I'm going to draw them in. I mean, I guess people live in Hawaii, so... What? Why am I doing this? Doing it backwards. Now I confused myself. Maybe I'll have to just go back to Panama. My original idea. Okay. Yeah, that's what we need to know. Like, you know, they have like volcanoes in Iceland, you know. There are a lot of places have volcanoes. The question is, how often are the volcanoes doing their volcano thing? That's what inquiring minds want to know. But the big like leaning towards Costa Rica over Panama had a lot to do with healthcare, you know, because that is something that you have to consider when you're retiring. And the healthcare in Costa Rica seems to be a little bit better, and their government's a little more stable. Although Panama doesn't have like an extremely unstable government, it has a pretty solid government, but it was huffing and puffing. It was like, hey, what's up? Don't you guys forget about me. But, you know, I already live in Florida, so I can't retire to Florida. I'm going to have to go somewhere else, you know. I don't make the rules. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these corners. Well, I thought about taping first, but then I decided not to. So I'll tape them later. All right. Gretchen, you're asking an awful lot of any country. I just don't think that's fair. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip off of this piece from the middle. I mean, it's a desert island, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to trace this onto the back of this. And by trace, I just mean I'm just tracing the angles because it's 1 inch. Okay. So we're going to put that one up there, and then this one's going to go on the flap, and it should fit almost perfectly. Looks like we just have to cut, maybe, I think we're going to have to cut a 1/4 inch off it. We're going to have to come in a 1/4 inch on one side. But instead of doing that, I think I'll come in 1/8 of an inch on both sides. Well, when I first got on Facebook, I didn't want to get on Facebook for a long time. Those of you who've been following me for a while know that I wasn't on Facebook for a while. And everyone was like, Kathryn, please get on. I had my own message board. I had my own social media community. Then everyone was like, we're all going to Facebook. There's lots of crafters on Facebook. Bye. And I was like, okay, well, bye, I guess. Because, you know, whatever. And I didn't go on Facebook. And one time on the show, I said, I don't think Facebook is good. You know, and everyone was like, well, if it weren't for Facebook, I'd never see pictures of my grandkids. And now here we are. Now here we are. And we're all like, you know what? Facebook is bad, maybe. Maybe Facebook is bad. It's like, I wish I wasn't always right. It gets exhausting sometimes, okay? Oh, Kathryn, you just don't understand. Facebook is the best. Is it? Is it the best? It is. It's such a burden for me, Mary. I'm glad you recognize it. I'm glad someone understands. It's tough, okay? No one wants to be Cassandra. It's very stressful to have no one listen to you and then you die. Now, there is some social media, like YouTube is social media. That's what it is. It's becoming very corporate, so I don't know how much longer it will be social media, because I think Google wants YouTube to be corporate media. So, you know, it definitely, like, you can tell that that's what they want. They, you know, it's clear. But, you know, it is a form of social media that I think is good, because I think it's, long form ability to kind of talk and explain yourself. You don't have to just like write a quick post or whatever. Allows for better communication. That being said, YouTube comment sections are like scary sometimes if the video is about anything at all controversial, you know, or whatever. So like, that's not to say that YouTube doesn't have problems. But you know, it's the first social media that I participated in, YouTube. It is still my favorite because I think it has the most valuable information of all the social medias. So it's what I like. But yeah, Facebook. I don't know. Facebook needs a thumbs down. This is the problem with Facebook, okay? I can solve Facebook. It has to have a thumbs down. It has to have a do not like, thumbs down, whatever. That's how Reddit works. I also like Reddit, by the way. Now, Reddit has a reputation of being full of idiots, but like what people who don't go on Reddit, I think, don't understand about Reddit is that you join whatever communities you want to join. It's not like there's just one Reddit, you know, like, and everyone has one experience on Reddit. You find subreddits that you like. So there are crafting subreddits, there are knitting subreddits, there are meal prep subreddits, there are makeup subreddits, book subreddits, there's a book club on Reddit, all kinds of amazing communities that you can participate in. So Reddit is not just like one thing. Oh, there's multiple cats Reddits, Yes, absolutely. I am subscribed to, as for cats Reddits, Blep is a good one. And Tucked In Kitties. That's another good one. So, yeah. Reddit is whatever you want it to be, you know. You don't have just one experience on Reddit. All right, so now we're just gonna tape all these pieces. There's bad reads. I know I've told you about bad reads before. I love bad reads, which is people making fun of people on Goodreads giving, you know, like great works of literature 1 star for really stupid reasons. I mentioned before when I talked about the Metamorphosis, where it was like, the person rated it 1 star because people don't turn into bugs. It's like, or at least not in their experience. It's just like, yeah, well, I mean, I guess. So, you know. All kinds of stuff on Reddit. So yeah, if you're having a bad time on Reddit, you need to go in different subreddits. That's all. That's it. Because Reddit is my favorite social media that you post on, where people are typing stuff and posting pictures and whatever. And that way it's like, you don't have to, you know, if you want to see political posts, like people fighting about politics, then there are subreddits where people fight about politics. Lots of them. But if you don't, you know, then you don't have to. You don't have to. But the other thing that Reddit has that Facebook doesn't have is the downvote button. And so you know, that helps when you go into a discussion. You see the better posts because people gave those ones upvotes and said that they were worth seeing, and they gave the stupid ones or the offensive ones downvotes to say that they weren't worth seeing. So every once in a while you fall down. Don't read the comments. So if Facebook had a thumbs down that deprioritized posts, if you got enough thumbs down, I think that would make a difference. So that's what happens on Reddit, is if things get downvotes, they go to the bottom instead of floating to the top. And that's what Facebook needs. That's what Facebook needs. Well, my brother and I were talking about, we were talking about people fighting with people in the comments of anything on the internet, you know, while he was down here for Thanksgiving. He's like, you know, I'm still waiting for the day when I scroll through a YouTube comments section and there's that person who's written, you know, you're right. I was a feminist, but now that now that I've read your comment, I am a men's rights activist. I see the error of my ways, you know, or vice versa. You know, I was a men's rights activist. Now I'm a feminist because of your comment. No, because there's not enough time in the comments to have, like, you can't have a meaningful conversation, really, I guess. But yeah, there are people who all they want to do is fight in the comments. They're not trying to change anyone's minds. They don't want their mind changed. And that's the comments. We need to be able to downvote those comments. That's what we need. And if you're in a community on Reddit and there's like a person whose posts are always annoying you, you can just mute them so that you don't have to see their posts. Although sometimes that gets confusing if they like get in a big fight that crosses a bunch of threads and you're like, what is going on? Why don't I understand this conversation? And then it's like, oh, right, I muted that person. Yes, sometimes comments are interpreted the wrong way on social media because it is hard to express yourself in the comments. Especially if you're just swiping out a quick comment on your phone. Oh yeah, I mute people on Facebook too. But okay, so this is the last one that needs to be taped. Almost done. I put people on a timeout in Facebook a lot too. I'm like, I don't want to hear from this person for like 30 days. They have that function. I use that function if someone's on a tear. This one I'm going to put tape in the middle too because it's going to need to have but yeah, so on Reddit, with the exception of brigading, which does happen when subreddits who are like enemies mess up each other's subreddits, but that people do not spend a lot of time doing that. That's usually like the people from r/Donald fighting with the people from r/communism or whatever. Like, you know, it's if it's gonna happen. So yeah, that does happen. But, you know, for the most part, everyone just sticks to the subs that they want to hear from. And then they don't join the subs that they don't want to join. Yeah, so now we need to add magnets. And we're going to do, I'm going to put this one on the outside with magnets, not underneath it, because they're going to be on the underside of the flap. But the magnets will be on the underside. And then we just need to figure out what we're going to put pattern paper wise on the underside. All right, so that's on the flap on the outside. Looking cute. What other cat Reddits? Toe beans. Oh, curled feetsies. Curled feetsies is a good one. You guys are going to find out about all the cat Reddits tonight. There's vampire teefies, but I don't like vampire teefies as much. Although I could put Tiny Cat on Blep and vampire teefies because she is a Blepper and she has vampire teefies. There's a Reddit for the people who are trying to read 52 books in 52 weeks, which I did do that, by the way, this year. I'm sure I already told you. Where are my magnets? They're in this drawer. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So I'm going to take a piece of this tape. And just run it down the middle. I'm going to peel the tape, but I'm going to keep it. Oop. You read Water for Elephants? I liked Water for Elephants. I enjoyed it. It's been a while since I read it. I enjoyed its sort of journalistic nonfiction style. I'm trying to remember if I've seen the movie. All right, so now what I'm going to do, now that I've got that down, is I'm going to put another set. There we go. Kenya, I just assumed that was the Canadian one. I just thought that that's how you guys rolled up there. Like that you had to compensate for the extra letters you were using in other words by using fewer letters in other ones, you know, so that it all evened out. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to just carefully line this flap up. In fact, I'm going to take my 1/2-inch tape again. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I figured you were right, man. You know, you shouldn't have broken the illusion. So I'm going to put one down on one side and then get the other down on the other side. There's a cat up here. Maybe. I don't know. Either that or my printer's just making noise. I don't know anything. Okay, so these are in the right spot now. So I can start putting down these pieces. I'm going to start with this one and cover up my magnets. Tiny! Tiny! Tiny cat. Come say hi to your friends. Alright, so I'm gonna just put this down. Can I get this back up? Nope. Yep, maybe. All right, so what I want to do is I want to line it up at the top so that it's centered side to side as best I can. Because this is the one that all the rest of them will be based off of. So a friend of mine sent me an article about how the Apostrophe Protection Society had to close down. And that's because nobody cares about apostrophes enough to join a group about it, I guess. Okay. So I'm going to show you what I wrote back. I wrote it exactly like that. So, the response I got back was, "You're a monster." So there's there used to be, not anymore, but there used to be the Society for the Protection of Apostrophes or something like that. And it was, I guess, to teach people how to use apostrophes. Gretchen, it doesn't surprise me at all that you... Candy says you do have to go to the number screen on your phone, and that's a pain. I don't. I have an apostrophe on my main keyboard. I think. Yeah, I do. I have an apostrophe on my main keyboard. I use SwiftKey as my keyboard. Mine on, let's see, on SwiftKey, it's on the V. I just long press the V, and that gives me an apostrophe. Well, and there's also one, yeah, it's on the V. Yours is on the X? Well, you guys probably don't use SwiftKey. You probably use something else. Did I not peel the tape? I missed the tapes. Maybe X is Google? Yeah. Oh, Samsung. It's good that none of the phone keyboards have these letters in the same spot. That way it's more fun that way, you know. Okay. Ta-da! Look at that. I'm good at crafting. It worked. It worked. We got it done. You know what we did not get done though, friends? Friendos. We did not get this album done. We can put this in the book though. So there's that. Tiny cat, will you please come over here? Everyone is sad that you don't love them anymore. They told me that. They were like, Tiny doesn't love us and we're sad. No, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. What a little brat. Oh no. We have bats next to bats. You know what? It's fine. You can't really tell it's the same paper. I'm just gonna not worry about it. Maybe the pocket needs to remain empty for souvenirs like candy wrappers. You know, that's a good point. That's a very good point, Gretchen. Maybe the pocket does need to remain empty. Or maybe the pocket just has the same 3 inserts as the pocket next to it. You know. All right, hold on. I'm going to put this in the book. And then, oh, I got to put pattern paper back there, but that's, I mean, that's not like it's hard. But yeah, we have to make a flap. Pattern paper for our flap. So just so you know what it would look like with inserts, I'm going to move the inserts from this pocket into this pocket. Look how cute they are. They're so adorable. Okay, so we just need to put paper on this flap. So we need the Glossy Accents did want to be in the album. What the heck was that? So crazy. Glossy Accents was like, take me instead. Why? Why do you want to be in the album so bad, Glossy Accents? All right. Let's find a scrap. I'm just going to use this because it's in the same color family and it's pretty neutral. Although I guess I could use a piece of spider web. But I cut off, you know, this is from the side. It would be better if I had, no, I'm just going to use this. I'm not worried about it. We just need a 7 3/4 inch by 1 inch piece. All right. Wouldn't it be so annoying if this wasn't 7 3/4 inches? Oh, just barely. Phew. I don't know why Tiny's being such a brat. Maybe if I don't have jury duty next week, I'll trick all the cats into sitting on my desk with treats. I'll bribe them. All right, so I'm just gonna cut the corners at a 45-degree angle, and the angle needs to go up this time because it's on the underside. Oops. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and ink it, cover it in tape, and then use it to cover up our magnets. So it'll be cute. Cute, cute, cute. And then we'll just call this album done, even though technically it could use more inserts, but we're not going to worry about it. We're just not going to worry about it. We don't want to, you know what? I don't want to carry it into next week. Next week, we're going to do the book club, and we're going to finish our project from Scrappy Bowl, which was to hold all our book club books that we read this year. And I'll make sure I put those in your... I'm going to put it in the folder with the Scrappy Bowl project. So whatever that is. I think it's called the crayon box or something like that. It's probably called Scrappy Bowl also. Oh no, Donna. Do you have any silk? You don't have any silk wraps? What was the book from last January? The first book we read. was, oh, that sucks. That sucks. What was the first book we read? In February, we read The Honeymooners. That I remember. And March was Unraveling Oliver. What was the first book? Cinder. Thank you. Wow. That has been deleted from my brain. That book has been completely deleted. Yes, the jojoba oil, I'm telling you, the one thing you can do for your nails, like topically, is that. It makes a huge difference because what it does is it makes your nails much more flexible. And the more flexible your nails are, the stronger they are because they'll bend instead of breaking. So, but it just makes them so, and it makes them a lot, and I, of course, take calcium and, you know, take a lady's multivitamin and do all of that, you know, so you can ingest the vitamins and minerals that your nails need to grow, you know, as well. But the jojoba oil keeps them from drying out, keeps them nice and flexible. All right, so we're going to put this here. Wow, it's not tiny enough. I need to cut 1/8 of an inch off. Ugh. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Please don't hate me. I can't measure this. Again, I'm gonna cut 1/8 of an inch off each end. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Yay, I did it. It fits perfectly. I don't like it though. Should I just do floral? Okay, you know what? It's done. It's done. It's done. The album is done. Let it go. Kathryn, move on. It's December 10th. The year is almost over. At some point, you have to stop working on your Halloween album. I'm just gonna flip this around and then we'll go through the whole book one more time. And then that'll be it for tonight. And then next week, you know. Exactly. That's exactly right, Judy. It's not. It's so, I'm so ahead of the game that my 2021 Halloween album is already done. Just like my 2020 Christmas album was done in July-ish. July-ish. Okay. Okay, we finished it, Glitter Gang. We did it. All right, we're gonna go through it from top to bottom once more before it. Oh, Kitty, hi. Hi, Kitty, hi. Are you gonna say hi? Can we have one more cat visit before the end of the year? Will you come up here? You can come up here? Just hop up here. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Wow. Right here. Right here. There you go. There you go. Hi. What you doing, kitty? Huh? Well, it was a drive-by. All right, so the Folio table display is finished. It's a folio and it's a table display. So this is the front. It opens like this for this massive waterfall. The way that you can see all the videos for this project is I made a playlist which is linked below, and it's in the archives as well. And then this is the page where we did the mystical explosion. So, you know, we had our spell gone wrong that tore a hole in the universe, and that's why you can see the universe through the wall of the laboratory. Oh, how do you sign? If you need help signing into the archives, just shoot an email to sales@kathrynscraps.com, and Mr. Lifeguard will make sure you have everything you need. And then on the back, on the outside, we have the cemetery pocket, which flips up. So yeah, sales@kathrynscraps.com. Flips down, flips out, photo here, photos here. Photo here. Oh my gosh, look how much stuff we've done in this book. Photos here. So many photos, and we've only opened 2 elements so far. Yes, Doctor Who's cracking time and space. Then, of course, it opens. We've got photo here. This is a tab you can pull up for an enlargement, or you can put pattern paper back there that you want to showcase. Of course, we have the moon there, which is covering up a tear in the paper, but it looks awesome, so who cares? Then it can open again, and it reveals another layout and another frame pocket. And remember, on the inside, it had to stay skinny so that it wouldn't, so it could close. And then the 2 large pockets are in the middle when it's closed. So that's this one and this one. Of course, this is the one we just did. This one, which has the potion bottle that we pulled down. Got a photo here, got a photo here. Room for inserts here. Then over here, we've got this pocket and all of our inserts. And you could use these same style of inserts for both pockets. It's, you know, there's three insert styles here to pick from, or use whatever inserts you like that you use in your books. And then we'll stick those back in here. I like this frame a lot, actually. This sort of the frame with the flap that follows the frame. You'll probably see it again. And then, of course, you know, that's the folio. Here's the table display, which is that it will stand up on a table. There are magnets in these 2 flaps, this flap here and this flap on the outside, that will hold it straight up and down, so you can put it as a centerpiece on a table so people can see it. And we did discover that it is strong enough that you can also flip it around this way. The magnets just aren't as happy on the other side. Oh wait, they've got it. There we go. But you can flip it around to the other side as well. So whichever side you want to put on the outside, you can put on the outside. You can put both sides on the outside. That's a possibility as well. Remember that this was supposed to be a triptych, which is a 3-panel display. This is like what happens when my stuff gets so out of hand. It gets so out of hand because this was just supposed to be 3 panels, and then I don't know when to stop. I don't know when to stop. That's, you know, I have problems. I don't think this holds enough photos. I know it doesn't hold enough photos. It only holds like 30 or something. It holds more than 30, I'm sure. Yeah, you could set, you don't have to put it as a square. You could have it go, you know, like this, if you wanted to put it like across a shelf or something like that, because it'll stay like this as well. It's up to you how you want to do it. But yeah, this is the inside all the way across, and then here's the outside all the way across. I think this would be beautiful for Christmas or whatever other holidays that you want to decorate for. If you think of it as like a home decor piece, there was a suggestion for weddings as well, I do think, or family heritage albums, you know, like if you did a generations album, I think it would work great for that. Remember that if you want to take notes, this project is available completely on YouTube. Just check the video description for the playlist. You can see all the parts of it. So next week I'll be back. We're going to do, again, I will post on Facebook whether or not we're going to be, New Baby is another good one. This is the crayon box that we did for Scrappy Bowl this year. And we are going to complete this next week with the photos of all the books that we read and that sort of thing. So I'm going to upload the photos to the folder before next week so that you'll have them. You can print them out yourself. I'll have them printed out as well. We'll make more inserts for all 12 of our books because we do have 12 books. We'll discuss A Christmas Carol in the afternoon, and we'll discuss Jacob T. Marley in the evening. If I have jury duty, then we'll just move it to another day, and we'll either do it Friday or we'll do it Monday. I'm thinking we'll do it Friday, but we might do it Monday. It'll just depend on how I feel if I did have jury duty. And if I'm unlucky enough to get a trial that lasts more than one day, you know, that's something I have to consider as well. So we'll just see how it goes. But hopefully when I call on Wednesday night, I don't have to go in. That would be the best case scenario. So everyone have a wonderful weekend. Stay hydrated and stay warm. And I will see you probably, fingers crossed, next Thursday for the last show of 2020. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Bye now.